Welcome to another of the most unprepared, underdeveloped podcasts in bodybuilding history, After Hours with the Whack Pack.
I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution. Standing here with my good friend Bruce from Legendary Foods, and they have done it again. Mac and cheese, 47 grams of protein, only 7 net carbs. I can't tell the difference between this and regular. I highly recommend you try this. I love it. Check it out at legendaryfoods.com.
Energy pouches are the wave of the future, and Underrated Muscles Locked In is first to bring it to you. With between 50 and 100 milligrams of caffeine per pouch, you can dial in the quick, clean energy and focus you need on the go. Simple, easy to use. Pop one between your cheek and gum to get you through your day, to get you through your workout. Code RX20, underratedmuscle.com. Get locked in today.
I haven't seen the sun in a week and a half. Look! It just came out! Look at that!
I love it!
And we're back for another installment of After Hours with the Whack Pack. We have so many topics to talk about today that I'm completely confused, which is why we're starting a little late. But that's what the show you expect from it. If you didn't expect it, then you would be at the wrong place. So we're going to be talking about Big Lenny, a little tribute to Big Lenny, just a hair more than a year after his death. And we're going to be talking about Mr. G and why he can't get health insurance, even though it's free. And you never know who else might show up. I hear Armon's coming back today. What do we got here?
Yeah, I hope Armon makes it, man. He's been so sick.
Yeah. Armon, what has he got? Bronchitis?
There's Larry.
Sepsis.
We got Larry back.
What's he got?
I want to welcome Gene also. So Gene used to film with Big Lenny. Gene is the stinky cameraman from the Big Lenny show.
Yes.
How do they call you stinky? Do you not shower?
Yeah, I did not shower when I went on the podcast, and Bard was pretty upset with my smell, so it just kind of stuck from there. But I'm kind of, I'm a little behind work on this tribute stuff, but I really want to jump on here and let everybody know I'm not a troll. I'm really trying to do a really good Big Lenny tribute. I was kind of a little bit underprepared, but I wanted to jump on here and meet everybody and just let everybody know it is being worked on for real. There is going to be a real Big Lenny tribute.
Oh, you're making one, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I was reaching out. I had some issues at work. I thought we would email a little bit more, so I didn't want to be the bummer guy, but I wanted to jump on.
Well, we can get you back if you're underprepared. I mean, I pulled a little bit of footage. I mean, obviously, we all love Big Lenny, and it's always good to remember back to his heyday when he was competing at the Ruby Classic, and some of the debates we had. Mr. G was going to fight Big Lenny at one point, if you guys remember. And
he really wound himself in and out of all of us in here in a good way and in a bad way.
Well, my whole goal with Lenny was to get him in shape, actually.
After you that was after you were originally.
No, Dave.
That's Georgie. That's Dave, after you implied. No.
I say something.
You got to tell the truth. You wanted to assassinate the truth,
John.
No, you're not. You wanted to assassinate. Start off with that you wanted to assassinate him, and then you go from there. It builds. You turn it into a good story.
There you go.
But you did want to assassinate him when he pulled the Order 66 on you, so you got to own up to that.
That is true.
You've gone from absolute terrible hatred of the guy and to be wanting to save his life, and I think that's a beautiful story that you should tell.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, John, you finished?
Yes, I am. Did you hear what I said?
Thank you. No, John.
Wait, I didn't hear, John. Could you repeat that?
Sure. So the whole issue of the story here is that Georgie used to want to assassinate him because he called an Order 66 on your cookie company. So you went from abject hatred of the guy. You wanted to beat the shit out of him. You wanted to fight him to wanting to to absolve him of his nutritional sins and get help. Did you hear that, Greg? That's a recap.
You know what, John? Just one more time. Could you just repeat that?
Sure. So basically, in the beginning.
Hold on, John. I think we have to recap. I don't know if anyone knows. Greg had his gallbladder removed.
Was that before or after he got diabetes?
I think it was after.
And they gave it to Big Lenny.
Now go back to Big Lenny.
Okay, so Georgie hated Big Lenny. Georgie hated Big Lenny. He wanted to kill him, fight him, destroy him, absolutely eviscerate him for the Order 66. Have I said this before? So
no, I never heard.
I keep telling you, for Greg's benefit, we want to evolve this story into something beautiful to help honor the presence and our adoring admiration for Big Lenny throughout the years, and really went out on a limb, each of us in our own way, to protect him from you, pretty much. So
Who's you? Me?
You, George, you.
Yes, I should speak up and give everybody a little bit of a synopsis on where we're at with the tribute. Some of the maniacs are reaching out to me.
Stinky, hold on. Stinky, were you there when George was going through all this, when they were going through the whole fight thing? Were you filming at that point in time?
Yeah, so I did Big Lenny Show episode 1 through 8, but I was very involved with being a maniac all the way from Genova Witness days. So I've seen everybody on this call.
Genova Witness, I love that.
Yeah, so I've seen everybody on this call. I've probably
the Jehovah Witness. Yeah.
I get it. That was great, by the way.
But yeah, I mean, the maniacs are reaching out to me. They're not very happy with how the tribute's going on. So I've seen everybody on this call throughout the Misfit universe so many times. I was like, I have to reach out and find some way to do a correct, good one. You know,
John, basically no one wanted to let him on the podcast to talk about this. So I was the only
Why
one.
though? I don't understand.
He came to me basically.
You know, it's Big Lenny was such an acquired taste for all of us. And
no one wanted anything to do with this.
No, and no one wanted anything to do with him. And then he endeared himself to everybody. So I meant
to say that Stinky went to everyone to try to do this tribute.
But why though?
Because
the guy was genuinely loved. I don't understand.
Because they didn't understand him. That's why he was first pass. Well, he's off-putting. Come on,
I'll tell you what. There was a lot of stuff that was hidden from me. They were trying to get me to come back down to the show, and I didn't realize there was a lot of this drama going on in the world. So I'm actually coming in to pick up pieces that I don't fully know about, especially being that Lenny and I were more of like a friend and a work relationship, but Bob Zill is my real close friend. So I was getting filtered information. And so
Rob Zilla passed away. Zilla's your best friend. You knew Zilla. What happened to Rob?
Rob,
how did he die? I mean,
people suspect it was fentanyl, is what I'm told. But he did have a lot of health problems with his heart that I just wanted to address. So he had these imaginary mold problems that were not imaginary. I actually knew he had some mold issues and stuff. So I actually don't know the full thing, but as being a drug user and sobriety, I can guarantee you what happened.
Did you say mold issues?
Yeah, Bob had this thing that people like to troll him on, where he was afraid of mold in Florida, being in the vents and stuff. But it all stemmed from a landlord we had that did have a mold problem. Oh, wow. And he would like have these, like, I would call heart attacks sometimes that you wouldn't call 911 for. But yeah, it's just a lot of strange little inside information. I think I could share with some.
I can see that. I mean, if your lungs and stuff are compromised a little bit, mold is the worst thing for you. I mean, especially in Florida.
Gene, let me ask you a question. Is it Gene? Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gene, okay. Let me ask you a question. So you're going to make this is it a documentary film that you're making?
Tribute.
A tribute. Because I was going to say, if you talk to Johnny Bravo, who's got early footage, remember he did with Lenny with his house and all remember the dirty dishes and all that stuff. Maybe he could help you with some footage or something. I don't know if you really want to go deep into it. I don't know or which direction you're going in.
Yeah, I that was one of the people I'd love to reach out to. Bravo probably forgot who I am, but he actually knows me because I live down the street from Big Rob Fitness, and I was the guy who'd catch him at the dispensaries and stuff.
Well, if you want, I could hook you up with him. I mean, I could talk with him and then see if he's willing to give you the phone number or something like that.
That's a much younger Lenny right there, right?
Yeah, I would be willing to talk to anybody right now. I just want it to be like a really good tribute for these guys. So
too bad you can't find those girls on the street that were talking to him when he was in his Speedo on the corner in Miami, in South Beach.
That was fucking crazy.
It's Armon.
Armon.
Wow, he's back.
What's up?
How you doing,
Welcome
brother?
back
How
to
you
life.
doing?
What's going on?
How you feeling, bro?
Oh man, it's been rough. Rough ride.
Yeah. Well, you got a bit of a flu.
He had septicemia, John.
Way more. I had what kind of like Ronnie and Victor had.
What is that exactly?
Way more serious. So started so the Olympia weekend when I was doing play-by-play, I was running a fever like 102, and then take Tylenol, go down, go right back up, and then my back started hurting really bad, and I was like, oh, I think I pulled something. Then my elbow started hurting, my knee started hurting, my knee started swelling really bad. Then I finally went to the ER. So it could have been pneumonia, or it could have been, like when we do our injections where there's testosterone, I use peptides, like I use BPC 157, TB 500, because the infectious disease doctor told me. So it started, and it broke.
What did the doctor tell? What did the doctor tell you? I missed that last thing you said.
The infectious disease doctor told him.
He said something about the peptides. What did the doctor say?
Yeah, so he said, it's these infectious diseases. It's so easy to get for certain people, especially if your immune system's low. It just takes all it is like a little cut or abrasion, and if you go somewhere and you touch it somewhere, and it gets back into your system. So my knee started swelling really bad. That's when I went in, and so they had to perform. They had to cut open my knee, right? So I'm on a medication called Suboxone, right? So it blocks all, because I haven't taken any opiates in like over 4.5 years.
Yeah, you've been clean. Yeah, that's to help you get clean.
Yeah. So the Suboxone basically occupies the brain, and for someone that's one who was on opiates before, it doesn't let the opiates in. So when they had to open up my knee, it was basically I had no pain killing effects at all. And it's crazy, these doctors, you have to tell them like things they don't know. I'm like, do you not know what this medication is? Do you not know what this does? And no, they didn't. And so it was excruciating. They cut open my knee. They had to go in. They took it was like a big bag of milk. They said they took out a fluid.
Which I assume was infectious material. And
they had to wash out all the tendons and ligaments, bone. And
why do they think it happened in the knee? Had you been injecting anything around the knee area?
No. It just goes wherever in the body. When you get a blood infection and turns septic, it'll just attack random places, joints in the body. So it attacked my back. So they thought they were going to have to open my back. So
holy shit!
I was praying they didn't have to open my back, because that's really serious. My wife had to actually do that, because after she had my son, she kept getting infections for like a year, and they just kept getting her antibiotics and on and off. Finally, she got MRI, and it showed in her back she had an infection, and they had to open her back up. So they opened my knee up, and then so I was in there, and these doctors, and I mean, it was a good hospital, but
Armon, when they open your knee, what does that entail? Like, do you have a big slice there, or is it a small?
Yeah.
What do they do?
No, they sliced it open. First,
it looks like you had like knee surgery. Almost.
Yeah,
he did have knee surgery.
It is knee surgery, so it's worse because it's not like, okay, I got a tendon repaired. This recovery is going to take like up to a year, because you have to start back, because it's called septic arthritis. And so basically they said your joint's going to become arthritic a lot more faster than it would have been, because this infection, even if it sits on there for, hours or days, like it was a couple of days it sat on, it attacks that joint. And the doctor says, we really can't know anything until we do an MRI again. So I finally got released. I got a PICC line in. They prescribed me painkillers for a week, which was ridiculous because a week is nothing. I mean, I was in horrible pain. So after about 3 or 4 days off of Suboxone, you can start feeling pain medicine again. And so they prescribed me oxycodone for a week, the very low dose. It was like 30 milligrams, like 3 times a day.
Does it even do anything to you? Because you're so because of your history?
No. Yeah. I mean, barely it did. But, and then I had a PICC line in my arm. So every night I had to do antibiotic. It's like looks like a little ball. They just, my wife
I've done that before. Yeah.
PICC line. So I still have the PICC line in. I dropped 40.
You probably have a PICC line, or do you have like a long line in? I think right?
PICC line.
It's a real PICC line. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
in your chest? Is it in your chest?
It goes in the arm. It goes all the way to in the chest area. Yeah.
Holy fuck! Is this a form of sepsis? Is this sepsis actually?
He has sepsis. Correct.
Yes.
Brilliant.
No, but I'm saying is that the actual? Holy fuck!
Yeah.
Why do you think all these guys are getting sepsis all of a sudden? Victor, Ronnie,
peptides.
I heard a few other people too.
Hey,
is it the
peptides that are not sterile?
We all did stem cells.
Stem cells. Did Victor do stem cells? I don't think Victor did.
Yeah,
I'm sure he probably did.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
But do you think stem cells carry bacteria, or do you think it's the maybe these peptides that are not coming from like legitimate compounding farms?
They don't. I mean,
not sterile.
They can't pinpoint it. They couldn't pinpoint it. They can't tell you. Hey,
could it just be from an injection itself?
All right, so here's let's look at the two different scenarios.
Dave, couldn't it be just from the injection itself, though? Just because you're breaking the skin and
get full body sepsis, that's not usually. You usually get a localized infection.
You got to have something serious.
This is why I think that maybe Armon's right. It might be stem cells more likely, or some of these other treatments that go through an IV, because to get a systemic infection, you really have to get it into your vein, into the blood vessels. Taking a shot, I mean, think about how many bad shots guys have taken for steroids. You get an infection locally, right? It gets all swelled up. You might have to get a drain, but it never affects your whole body. You go on antibiotics and it's gone. And peptides are injected kind of like steroids. No one's IVing peptides. So
right.
I would have to believe it's some of these IV treatments, whether they're IV,
that's crazy.
Vitamins or stem cells. Or anything. People do a lot of exosomes.
Are you saying there's some clean?
The stem cell itself,
maybe they're not sterile. I don't know.
Does something to your blood that changes it in a certain way, because they don't know. Everybody's getting stem cells done, and I've never heard somebody that said, "Oh my gosh, stem cell healed my this, healed my." We don't really know anybody that's like stem cells really. We're still figuring out everything what they do, and there's a lot of these. They charge like $50,000 to do stem cell. I mean, it's insane amounts they charge.
That's what you
know what it is. What stem cells do very well is they reduce inflammation. We know that. So a lot of these guys go to the stem cell clinics, and when they leave, they're like, "Oh my God, I feel so much better." Yeah, for like 6 weeks.
Yeah,
and then the pain comes back because you're not really healing the area. You're drastically reducing inflammation in the area. And for someone like Ronnie, that's great. He goes every 6 months and gets some, and that's it's like more of a natural anti-inflammatory for him. And I understand that, but maybe these things are not as sterile as we think, and maybe there can be infections in there.
Could it be the lab?
I think it's because the peptides and the stem cells are all water based, and anytime you're doing water. You mix it with water. You add another layer of problems with bacteria when you're dealing with water. So
why do they mix it with oil then?
Because it's
they're water soluble. They're water soluble.
The infections I had would always be like a water based. Like I told you that ascorbic B shit fucking killed me.
Yeah. Right, but you would get localized infections, like even your arm, Greg. You didn't get a systemic.
Yeah, you're right.
All these systemic infections we're seeing now just don't seem consistent with localized,
Does it go to the spine? Armon, did it go to your spine too? Like that kind of shit? Or
yeah, so with my spine. So what we have to do is I have an MRI Thursday, so they have to make sure it's not in my spine anymore. So I still have the PICC line in. I stopped the IV antibiotics 3 days ago, so I'm on oral now. Oh my gosh, dude, my stomach.
Poor guy.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. You're gonna get on some antibiotics.
How strong those antibiotics are, the pain of the antibiotics is just like I mean, every night I'm on the side of the bed, just literally in pain, like in tears.
What are you on, vancomycin?
Which one are they giving you, Armand? Because some of those antibiotics are brutal.
Yeah, you know what? I had a doctor when I was growing up. He was a really bad doctor. He would give me antibiotics for everything, and he really messed up my immune system when I was at a young age. Since I was
that was very common in the 80s that doctors were given antibiotics for fucking everything.
Everything. You got a cold, antibiotics. He was Z-Pack, Z-Pack. And so my body, he wrecked my immune system. So my immune system, especially when I was competing, I got sick all the time, especially when I was on cycles. And then once I stopped cycling, I stopped getting gear. I stopped getting sick. But those antibiotics, especially the fluoroquinolones like Levaquin or Cipro. Those are the devil. No. If any doctor ever tries to put you on Levaquin, do not take it because it will tear your tendons apart.
Cipro killed me too, bro. I had that one.
Yeah. Oh, Armand, now you got to get in tip-top shape. Got to get in fighting shape now. Now you lost all that weight. Let's get in fighting shape.
Yeah, go to Florida. George will have you surfing in 10 minutes.
I went from 270.
George needs testosterone, though, I hear.
Do I? Or my son says I need water.
Oh, I was. Daptomycin was the antibiotic I was on, the IV antibiotic. Daptomycin.
Oh, daptomycin. Okay.
Daptomycin? Is that like Raptomycin? I was on Raptomycin or some shit.
And then these doctors, and then the doctor the main doctor in there. So some doctors have a pain management doctor. This hospital didn't. Some don't. So he should have prescribed me 3 weeks of pain medicine just because how much pain I was in, but he only gave me a week. And I got an argument with him because I was like, he's like, oh, well, you can just go back on your Suboxone. I said, no, I have to wait 24 hours or I will go into precipitated withdrawals. Precipitated withdrawals is if you're on Suboxone and if you take an opiate, you have to wait 24 hours or it'll knock those receptors off. It's like withdrawals, but times 10. And he was like, no, you'll be fine. I was like, dude, you're a doctor. You don't know this. He goes, I go, look it up right now. I got an argument right now. He's like, I don't need to look it up. I know what I'm talking about. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. Look it up. And then finally he went to the pharmacist and he came back and talked. He's like, well, yeah, in a small percentage of people, it can happen. I was like, not a small percentage. It's 100%. Everybody knows you have to wait 24 hours. So
the pharmacist is going to know more than the doctor about the drug. That's
these doctors. You've got to really know your stuff. You can't trust doctors these days. At all. They only know what they know. They don't.
That's a new antibiotic. By the way, that's a new antibiotic you took.
I took rapamycin.
New antibiotics, but
I took one.
Daptomycin is very new in action, and
all those
you got to be careful because it can cause rhabdomyolysis, which can cause kidney failure. So you got to be careful.
Well, yeah. So they had to keep checking my blood because my kidney levels were bad, and then they do the MRIs, which they put the dye contrast in there, which is hard on your kidneys too. So my flank pain and kidney pain has been so bad too. So I get an MRI Thursday of my back. If that's okay, they take the PICC line out and I'll be on oral antibiotics for several weeks. And then the knee, I have to go to the ortho, get an MRI on that to see what the damage is. Right. Hopefully it didn't damage it too much because I don't want to have a knee replacement at 42 years old. No. So I mean, it's been rough, and
have you worked out at all or no?
No, I can't work. I can't lift anything over 5 pounds. I've been on bed rest for the past 6 weeks.
Jeez. Yeah. Plus, at that point, you're not going to build up.
You actually look well rested. You actually look well rested.
His face looks nice and lean, is why.
Yeah. You look like you've been sleeping. Yeah.
I lost weight in the show and on the face, but I haven't been sleeping good at all. I just lost weight because even when I'm lean and I'm bigger, if I'm over like 260, I always carry weight in my face. So.
Yeah.
What does that other drug do? That's Suboxone. What is the one that you said you take with a C?
That's
for withdrawal.
When you come off opiates. It's like a replacement, so it occupies your brain.
Okay.
That like you're taking something, but it doesn't give you a high or doesn't kill pain. but eventually you taper off of it, but it's very hard to taper off of.
So you were saying, were you saying that they were giving you the painkiller and that at the same time? Was that what the problem was, or no?
No. The doctor was like, "Oh, well, you can start taking back your Suboxone." I was like, "No, I would go to precipitated withdrawals." That's what the argument was about. And then he finally came back and gave me a half-assed apology.
Isn't it funny how bodybuilders know more about that shit than doctors and shit? You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's not a pain management guy, you know?
Right? Suboxone. If you're never taking opiates and you take Suboxone, you'll get some sort of high from it. But if you've been on opiates before, you won't. And the thing is with the opiates and stuff, at that time when I had that surgery, I had 3 surgeries in a 2-month period. They put me on everything under the sun. They put me on Dilaudid, oxycodone, and a fentanyl patch. And I was on that for 3 months. And when it was time to come off, I was like withdrawing like crazy. People think I was like on the street, like trying to get stuff. No, it wasn't what it was. All those people are idiots that say that, and I have no clue, because I have people all the time that I message me now that I help that's trying to get. You don't know how many bodybuilders on a top level right now that are addicted to opiates, or either that are the kratom. Kratom's okay if you're trying to get off opiates, but the 7-hydro, that is like 1 pill is like pounds and pounds of kratom. It's extracted from it, and so it's called like gas station heroin, and that's what everybody's addicted to now. I'm not going to say names, but all the top guys right now, that's what they're all taking right now. And they don't understand. They can't come off of it because they'll go into severe withdrawals. That's why if you've seen certain people at certain shows that have come out of shape or been sweating a lot, that's the reason why.
Wow.
Really?
Why are they taking it on? Why are they?
John, you know what? They replaced Nubane with kratom. That's guys.
But why are they taking it? Dave, come on. Why are they taking that? What's the reason?
Pain. For pain, and it gives you a euphoric feeling. But I always tell people, I was like, kratom is great if you're trying to get off opiates, but don't start kratom just for no reason. Unless you're in a chronic pain, that's fine. But the 7-hydro, the pill that they extract it from, that's stronger than morphine. That's stronger than oxycodone. So people are all on that now. Like I talked to my doctor that prescribes the Subutex, and everybody's on that now because it's legal. You could just go to the gas station and buy that. It's like $20 a pill. But people are taking like 10 pills a day, and they're wasting all their money.
Holy shit!
It's an expensive habit. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Dave, my doctor says testosterone like George. He'll say testosterone. Yeah, you taking the testosterone.
I don't say it like that, Greg.
Yeah, I used to hear you say.
Yes, you do, George.
I know I do.
George, I wanted to tell George, we were talking off camera, and I was basically saying, he's on Medicaid, so I don't know why you don't get a prescription. Medicaid pays for everything. You should have a prescription for testosterone. Just go to a doctor. The problem is you haven't gone to a doctor in like 40 years. So I mean,
I'm my own doctor because I'm my own doctor.
That's the problem.
You want testosterone.
Then you should write yourself a prescription.
Hey, I'm going to be 68. I'm surfing like I did when I was 18. I'm training MMA. I can
maybe with a doctor you could surf the way you were when you were 17.
John,
he looks like he's 68.
But
yeah, exactly. Give him another year.
I want to ask Armon though. Do you feel better now? Like, is there light at the end of the tunnel for you in your brain? Like, did you?
On
the other side of it?
Yes, but it's the train.
It's been a long. It's been dark. I've been in a dark place. it's been rough. I've just been in bed just like for 6 weeks in like serious pain. So I think I look at it. I try to look at things in a positive way. I'm like, okay, maybe God did this because I was going to the gym and I wasn't enjoying the gym that much. I was like kind of like whatever. So when I come back and I am healthy, I think I'm going to appreciate things a lot better. Just like being able to just walk outside and things like that. So
yeah,
I look at it like, God, does certain things in people's lives for certain reasons. And you have to look at the positive, aspects of it. instead of looking at the negatives. I'm not one of those people, because some people are like, oh, look, I'm in the hospital and posting all these pictures of like what sympathy and poor me and all that. I didn't do any of that. I just stayed silent. And then whenever I was going to get better, I'll come on here and then, kind of tell what's going on.
Has it affected like the family life at all, or is that good? Everything's okay?
Yeah. My son, he's such a sweet boy. He's just like, poor daddy, and he kind of kissed me. He's like, okay, daddy. Well, he's 6 years old. Hold my hand. Let's walk 1 foot here, and then your bad foot here. 1 foot here, and your bad foot here. So
God bless.
Yeah. So it's been hard, and I've got there's a competition coming up this weekend. I got 2 clients flying in town to compete, and that'll be the first time actually being like, I've been out of the house. Just I went to one of my son's soccer games. It was rough, but that'll be my first time out of the house. But I'll just like.
Weren't you the coach? Weren't you the coach before that? You said.
I was coaching on one of the rec teams, and I stopped that because the other coach was didn't know anything about soccer. So we put my son on a select team at a young age, and so he's doing that now. It's a little more money, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Good.
Stay out of the dark places, because you can't.
Absolutely.
You can't.
We lost Stinky Gene. What happened to Stinky Gene, John?
I don't know.
He said he had to go somewhere. He said there's a link.
But yeah, Armon, you can't see in the dark, so stay out of the dark.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, now gives it. Look, every exit is an entrance, so now it gives you an opportunity to get back.
All y'all checked on me. I mean, Greg, John, Larry, Dave, y'all all checked on me.
I say prayers for you.
Yeah, man. You're one of the pack. We got to take care of you.
I appreciate that.
I say prayers. When I say prayers for people, I don't mean I just say, God, please help Armon. I actually say prayers, and then I include you in that. You know what I'm saying?
And then some of the people
what prayers do you say?
I do a lot. Look, dude, I wear rosary beads. I never take them off.
Don't never take them off, then you're not using them. You got to go through the fingers. Like
no, I don't do the finger thing. But the only finger thing I do is the Italian handkerchief.
I saw a guy in the gym. I hate bringing this up because I always bring it up, but I can't believe it. Still, I'm in crunch and I'm like washing my hands, and there's some guy next to me, and he's like, I'm like, and I know I bring this up, but it's still. I wanted to
doing the air hankies.
I don't know how
rocket
in the gym
do that. I don't know how people do it in public.
Dave, wait, hold on. In the 1980s, my friend did that, and I was at the water fountain, and it hit my forearm, and it got stuck there. And it was a giant green cornflake. It was like a cornflake. It was huge. And I was like, I was screaming. And then I tried to flick it off. And
that's what happened to you. That's what caused your arm to blow up.
It stuck to my
threw it in some milk and ate it like a cornflake.
People at the gym are so unsanitary. Like, I'll be in the bathroom in every gym, and people will go in the stall and shit or piss, and they come out and they don't wash their hands. I'm just looking at them like, why wouldn't you wash your hands?
Wait, I got to tell you something. You know what else, too? We had a guy, okay, the guy who owned the gym back in the 80s, right? And I would be with Gasparino and all. And at the end of the night, we would talk to him, and he would clean up. And he used to make blender shakes, right? And the faucet in the sink was short like this. I swear to God, but I'm telling you a true story. He actually used to wash it in the toilet water. He would flush the toilet a few times. And then we're all sitting there, and then one day I go, holy shit, he's washing the fucking blender. And he said, it's clean water. It's the same water. I swear to God. Charlie Gasparino, we used to sit right there. I swear to God. We would never drink. I never drank that fucking
I'm ready to throw up.
He washed it because the toilet, you could dip the thing in the toilet and he would wash it with soap. But I'm just saying.
I don't believe you.
Okay. If we could get
some people picking their nose in public, and they're or wherever, and they're just like, and they're like looking at it. I'm like,
it's funny. The
people are crazy, man.
Think about people working at restaurants when you go.
The Barbarian brothers. The Barbarian brothers used to pick their nose with their pinky. I used to say, dude, come on, at least use your fucking Italian handkerchief. Use the finger. But you're over there with their pinky like that. I used to hate that.
Let me tell you
me and Dave have traveled with each other, and we have so many regimen things that we do for our hygiene.
Yeah, him and I are so.
Dave, did you ever get the water pick, Dave?
No, I didn't. The water pick is just too messy, and I don't need.
No, I have one. It's the fucking greatest thing in the world.
Oh, it's amazing.
I can't do it. I floss. I do everything with my teeth.
You don't have to floss, man. You don't have to floss when you have the water pick.
Yeah, but you guys don't fleet. You guys don't fleet. Nobody's as clean as me.
We're not talking about anuses.
I'll do an enema about once a week. But Greg, I use the small enemas, the little ones like that have the laxative in it. So as soon as you do it, you have to go right away.
But I take the water out of the of the fleet, and I dump the water out.
I know you do.
I mean, I take the.
He just wants to water up.
Dude, I do it every time I shit. I end with a fucking enema. I clean it out nice. You know what I'm saying? You can eat off my ass. It's that clean.
You must be fun to go camp. You must be fun to go camping with.
I used to train this gay couple, and they would tell me they had a built-in enema in their shower. So every time they would shower, they would just put it up their butt. And I'm like,
holy shit!
They would tell me the grossest, most. They sent me a video one time, and I stopped training them after this. They were my clients for a long time because they would send me such disgusting stuff. So this is, I love these stories. It was so sick. So they sent me a video of, so you know how you have ice cubes or whatever? So they got a bunch of their cum like over time, and they made cum and they froze it in the freezer. And then they sent me a video of putting it in each other's buttholes, frozen.
Holy Christ!
Icicles. And I was like, don't ever text me again. Like, and then I dropped him his clients and everything.
Wait, Armon, do you have their number? Listen. Wait, but think of how fucked up an enema is. Look, I'm an enema guy. Picture how fucked up an enema is in a shower. Because when you shoot the water up your ass, you got to shit, so you're shitting right in the shower, right? Think about that.
I mean, I was mad. I was so upset and mad. I'm like, why would you? Why they knew I didn't like stuff like that. They always would make jokes.
That's why they were fucking with you and shit.
They thought maybe they were.
I dropped them.
They were wearing you down, Armon. They figured if they keep doing it, maybe you'll hang out with them. I guess.
And they paid great money too. But a lot of the people that's paying all this great money, it's not even worth the money because they're so.
Hey, Larry's mute his mic, Dave. I think he said.
Oh yeah, he was eating before I muted you.
Like,
sorry, Larry.
I used to train one of Mark Cuban's business partners, and he had so much money. He used to pay
I can't
guys.
unmute it now. I don't know why.
He would have these huge
now
parties.
You're muted, Larry. You muted it yourself. Hold on. Unmute it, Larry.
Say something.
Now can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. I hear him.
Coach, can you turn a light on in your room?
Yeah, I got the big screen TV is hooked up.
I thought you got
and wipe the schmutz and wipe the schmutz off your screen.
I like when George was mad before when John was in it because he'd lean all the way back and all you just see was this tiny little head, like on it, like
not everybody gets addicted to everything. I've never got addicted to anything, and like I could take the kratom or not take the kratom. I don't get any withdrawal. I can take it.
Because you're not addicted
personality. Don't take it for a week.
If you take it for months straight, Larry, like all throughout the day, you will get withdrawals.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Some people are addictive like that. They just take stuff all day long. I only take it like to work out.
Larry, you have to make a distinction between physical addiction and psychological addiction.
Yeah.
If you did a bottle of Nubane, trust me, you're going to get addicted to it.
Yeah.
Whether you have an addictive personality or not, it's physically addictive. So you have no control over that.
Nubane was on that road, John.
There was a girl that I knew. She, like this is like a long time ago. I used to take Adderall sometimes before a workout, and she started training with me, and I gave her like a little piece of Adderall before training, and in 1 week, she started wanting more and more Adderall, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. It's only before training. And she's like, she just had to have it. And then I told her, no, like I could tell she was like fiending for this stuff. So I told her like, no, I'm not going to give you anymore. So she went and found some doctor to prescribe it. And she became like a full blown drug addict, like almost immediately.
A lot of people would go to Adderall. They would go straight to meth because they're like, I could get meth for cheaper and it lasts way longer. So,
but I'm saying, like, in 1 week, like, she was like hooked on it. I never felt like that. I could like take it or leave it. It didn't affect me like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like with my instance, when the doctors put me on all that for 3 months straight, and when I tried to come off, like I was so sick, I didn't know what was going on. So it wasn't like I wanted to stay on, like I had to. I couldn't function. I couldn't afford to stay in my bed for 4 weeks straight. 3 weeks.
What was this, Armon?
Withdrawing.
What drug was this?
When I was on all the painkillers and the doctors said it was okay, it's time to come off now. I couldn't stay withdrawing for week. You know, it would take like at least two hardcore weeks of withdrawals in the bed, and then a long time after that. So that's why I kept staying on, and then eventually I did Ibogaine, which the Ibogaine almost killed me because they didn't do it right. I did the rapid detox, that almost killed me, and so that's why I help so many people out now. I get messages, and one person was contacting Dave for a while, and they had to get a hold of me, and I kept telling them what to do, and they were going to do something opposite. I'm like, why didn't you contact me for advice if you're going to just do the opposite what I'm trying to tell you to do? So
that's so fucked up. I hate when people do that. They ask you even in the gym, well, what should I do for my biceps or some body part? You go over there, you show them how to do it, and then the next thing you know, they're listening, they're asking another guy the same question. You know, they're like,
you can't give people advice anymore these days in the gym. They don't listen and they don't appreciate it.
No, you know what they're doing? They're watching a video on their fucking cell phone of some other guy like online doing it. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean? I hate that shit.
That's in commercial gyms.
Yeah,
that shit doesn't go on in my gym. Like everybody comes and trains.
Nobody's
on their cell phone. Nobody's making a mess. We just don't tolerate it.
Yeah, it's consistency.
We should have
consistent and not giving up and keep going.
They should come up with an app that if you do that in a gym, Larry all of a sudden pops up in the app. Put the fucking phone down. You know what I mean? Like, imagine that. Larry will come up there like, oh shit, let me get off there real fast.
No, I mean, I see that stuff in commercial gyms, but like in my gym, nobody does that shit because, like, I'll get on their ass if they do it.
Larry, I train it in Anytime
their
Fitness.
Headphones and stuff, but like you don't see anybody like sitting on the equipment, like hanging out on their phone. It just doesn't go on.
I train it in Anytime Fitness, so you get a lot. You get a lot of that.
Yeah, because it's a fitness center,
right?
It's not a gym.
But I love it.
But Anytime it's a key card gym. Though. You can go whenever you want.
Yeah, I love it. I went last night. I was so relieved when Dave texted me and said we're starting at noon. I was like, oh, thank God. You know what I mean?
Mine's a key card gym also. It's over 24 hours.
Larry has
act like that.
It's the earliest for Larry, I believe, because Larry's what time it is?
Oh yeah, it's 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock here.
Wow. Yeah. That's like brunch with the boys instead of fucking after hours.
I'm a nighttime person. I'm not a morning person at all. I don't like morning at all.
Me too, man.
By the way, somebody wrote a book. I'm not going to say their name because I don't want to give them publicity about Mike Menser saying the truth. And they made a podcast and they said that that everything that I said about Mike Menser like was not true. Because like I was smearing his name or some bullshit. Like, first of all, Mike was my friend and I respected him and I still do his training to this day pretty much. But I mean, there were certain things that were going on back then that it wasn't just Mike. It was like everybody in bodybuilding was involved in like weird shit. What's that?
You were roommates, weren't you?
Yeah, I was roommates with him for a year. Yeah. Like when I trained for the Team American when I was 19. So like, I mean, the stuff that happened, it like really happened. I didn't make that shit up.
Don't listen to these fucking guys.
Like the drugs.
None of us
go into the gym, like that just was real. I mean,
there's no reason to make it up, Larry.
What's that?
There's no reason for us, any of us, to make anything up. We've lived.
Oh, I know, but what happens is these they're fanboys,
right?
And they don't want they like don't want to hear anything bad. Like everything's like perfect, but bodybuilding was not like that. It's still not like that. There's still weird shit that goes on, and especially back then, it was a lot of weird shit going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
What about have you seen what Bob Harris is saying on
he should have beat Haney in 84.
Yeah, right.
Would you agree with that? Hold on, I'll pull it up.
No.
Yeah, that's what he thinks. He thinks he should have beat Haney in 84 and 85.
I was at that 84 Olympic. He didn't even say it.
Sorry, that does not beat Haney. No way.
A lot, guys. Though a lot of these sites now that make these comments, people don't even say it. They're just posting random stuff that's not even true. They just make comments, and
this guy went all out, wrote a book and everything, and I know they like. He's their hero and everything, and they want to think like nothing bad ever happened, but that's just not true.
Yeah, but Larry, did the guy ever?
Here's my question to Bob.
Did he ever meet Mentor?
Oh, but think about Bob. Let's get back to Bob Harris for a second.
Okay.
Bob was 7th place. He wasn't second. You know what I mean?
Oh, I was there.
Being upset. We had 2nd place, or Casey Viator. But Bob Harris was 7th. He wasn't even top 5. How does he think he should have won the show?
And he thinks that wasn't fair.
Is he saying it for political reasons or for the?
Yes.
No, he's saying it because he's Sunday's news on Monday. That's why.
No, hold on,
Larry. You should.
No, he thought
he deserved it.
Hey, hold on. I trained in World Gym with Lee Haney the same year that Bob Harris was training for the Olympia. And I trained with them in the gym almost every single day for a year. And there was no comparison between Bob Harris and Lee Haney. Like Lee dwarfed him. Yeah. Like Lee was massive. Yeah. I mean,
Lee had good shape too.
He was like 255.
Yeah, Lee had incredible shape. Incredible.
He had the biggest back I ever saw, maybe even to this day. His back was like crazy. I remember one time he was wearing like a stringer tank top, and he went to the water fountain. He turned to walk away, and I was standing behind him, and his back just was like so thick and wide, you just couldn't see past it. It was nuts.
Yeah,
I think what Bob was trying to say, like they went the wrong direction in choosing like what a pretty physique should look like, and he was trying to say,
Lee had the aesthetic.
Yeah, but Lee had a tiny waist.
He had a little waist. He had the wide shoulders. He had all of it.
Like probably 28.
I told him, he was at my gym. I told him, bro, your ass is like this big. He goes, stop looking at my ass.
What year is he saying he thinks he should have won?
He's that year, 84
and 85.
It was in New York. He didn't stand a chance.
That's the year that I was training in the. No way.
Is that the year he was on Oprah?
Oh God.
No, that was before.
Came later.
I think that was before. Yeah, that was before.
That's what the Rob and Rob.
I don't think he had come out of the closet yet at that point. Yeah.
No.
In 83, like.
Did that hurt him when he came out of the closet?
He wasn't like his full size yet, but by 84, 85, he was gigantic. And he had the small waist, the wide shoulders. He had it all going on.
No, he was
Larry was when you saw Lee Haney. He probably had just come off, a pasta dinner at Greg's house. Was he bigger than Big Lenny?
It was my pasta that did it.
Was Lee
Haney bigger than Big Lenny? That's the question.
I don't think you can compare. Like it was.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Larry. But
Larry, write a book called the Real Truth.
All I know is that after I ate that anabolic pasta 30 years after Lee Haney did, forget stem cells, everything regenerated in my body. I don't know.
Even Dave got a pump from it.
You might have some stem cells in that pasta. I think I got the Lee Haney stem cells off of his.
Well, look at Lee. I saw.
Have you guys heard about
30 pounds jack from it?
People putting urine on their face and head now because of stem cell in there?
No. Are you serious?
Yeah, Dave.
People do crazy. Yeah, people do crazy shit.
You know why they say that shit? It's the same reason. It's the same reason why they say semen has health benefits. It's all designed to get your girl to do something she doesn't want to do.
Yeah. So, I think
No, if you want to piss on your girlfriend, you got to come up with a good reason why.
Or you want her to piss on you.
I was in anthropology.
You want to get rid of those wrinkles on your lower abdomen, don't you?
If you want her to piss on you.
I heard some African tribes, the hunters.
I was going to tell you what.
Yes.
I was in anthropology. Minor in college.
Oh,
and
awesome.
There's so many of these weird tribes that George would say they rub urine and feces all over themselves. Believe me, we thought they were crazy. Now people are actually marketing the shit and selling it
but
it's
the urine of animals that they were putting on your head.
People will buy anything. They'll buy
the Rastafarians used to pack cow shit in their dreadlocks.
Put the lime in the coconut.
Yeah. Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Well, Dave,
didn't
they also drink it?
Guys, I didn't tell you. Amin called me the other day from prison.
No.
Called me too.
What did he say?
Well, he said, I said,
hey,
hello. I said, hello. He's like, hey, it's Amin. I'm like, what's up? I said, how'd you get a phone? He goes, the Muslims gave it to me here. I'm like, do they know you're not Muslim? He goes, no, I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him that. He goes, they're cooking up alcohol right now. They're doing this and this, and
Bruno.
where he's serving at in Fort Worth is not a bad place at all. He's at a good place. He's gonna be
well.
All right.
He called me, Armon, and told me something completely different. He called me from the actual cell phone, whatever the phones they have there, the pay phones. John, he's got me on the phone, and he's telling. First of all, I'm glad that he's all right, but he's telling me he can't sleep. It's a crazy lunatic asylum. They're all doing meth in the bathroom at night, and then he's telling me that he goes, "Yeah, I called Armon. There's cell phones all over this place." I said, let's not talk about this, because he doesn't. They record all those calls.
Yes,
they all listen to them.
Yeah.
It's one thing when you're on a burner phone. It's another thing when you're on the actual prison phone. You can't talk about anything. He's telling me all this stuff. I'm like, let's not talk about this. Let's not talk about this. You're going to get in trouble. I said, let's not talk about this.
The burner phone. So they don't care.
He has no prison street smartness whatsoever. No one's. What is he going to do when when you're Muslim, you pray like several times a day. What is he doing? Like faking it?
I'm sure he is. Yeah.
Wait till they find out
his name is Amin, so he's got a.
Well, I hope none of them are watching this.
Well, you know what's going to happen is if he eats a ham sandwich and then breathes into the phone. He's going to be on the death list, man.
Did he call collect?
I'm glad he's all right, but
he ain't going to be all right if he's using a Muslim's phone.
How many years does he have? How many years does he have? Yeah.
He'll be out in a year, but they're going to have him start. They're going to have him start.
Oh, really?
He doesn't understand. He's going to have to start doing work for them. They're not just being nice, giving you a burner phone.
Well,
he's like, yeah.
I think what'll save him, Armon, is that he's going to get into the RDAP program, which is the drug rehab program there.
Yeah,
and they'll move him to a separate area where they all stay in dormitory. And
he told me he was with all. He told me he was all with pedos now. That was all that was in there with him was pedos.
Oh God.
Well, I don't know who he doesn't know.
No
one talks about their crimes.
Accept no gifts.
It's
no gifts. No nothing.
No, it's true. They have.
They never ask anyone what they did to be in there.
Right.
Because they have an area in the medical federal prisons.
You find
they
out.
have like a dorm where it's just the pedos, and they just keep them by themselves so no one else can mess with them.
Yeah, but no, it's fashionable now to call yourself a pedophile.
That's true.
Yeah, right. Especially in California, John. Right?
Especially in California. Yeah, pedophiles are celebrated in pedophiles.
Yeah,
they're not even actually called pedophiles. They're called young attracted or something like that.
Attracted person, whatever. Max.
Yeah. You're not celebrating.
Let's not talk about this. Let's move on. Look, he's doing all right. He's all right. He was, and that's the key thing. And I guess he's hoping that he's still going to get a pardon. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I think he can get out within a year if he can get into the RDAP program.
It's more than a year, Dave. The drug program.
The problem, John, is can he get through the RDAP program? That's the problem. It's not so easy, you know.
Why can't you get
and if you fuck up, if you're on if you're on the last day and you fuck up, you got to start all over again.
How is
you remember PJ was telling people how hard it was and how people
very hard.
How insanely hard it was.
What's hard
about it?
I don't understand.
You to rat.
Me neither.
They expect you to have radical honesty. In other words, if you see like your bunkmate didn't make his bed, you have to tell them. If you don't tell on him, then you're going to get restarted. If someone finds out that you knew and that you didn't say something, they restart you because it means you're not being radically honest with them. And for people who are like conniving type of people, it's very hard to get through the program because they can't be honest. They can't tell the truth. And they always catch you. These counselors that run this program are experts. You cannot bullshit these people. They know exactly, all the tricks of the trade. And so if if he's on a cell phone and someone saw him on a cell phone, he's restarting. You know what I mean? And they can restart you 20 times. You'll never get through that program.
So he has to obey the rules.
Program.
What's that got to do with drugs?
100% obey the rules.
Because that's part of drug users tend to be connivers and
why can't he do that? What's so hard about it?
I'll tell you why.
Well, you're not.
No, wait. I'll tell you why.
Because then you're a rat.
First of all, you're not him in that situation, so you don't know. Plus, his kid is young. He's going to want to talk to him on the phone to maintain his relationship with him, his son. And he's going to fucking get caught using a burner phone. And that's going to send him back. So if I'm telling you, that draw for him to communicate with his son is going to be strong enough for him to fuck up his drug program.
Why? You should think about seeing this kid.
Not just that, John.
You should have thought about it in the first place.
But if you go and rat,
my opinion.
Anyway,
you should have thought about his kid in the first place, his family.
If you rat on your bunkmate because he didn't fucking make his bed, and now your bunkmate's in trouble because you went, that's not going to go well with you.
You got to rat on people.
No, but in the remember, everyone who's in your dormitory is in the RDAP program, so they all know the same rules. So they can't be mad at you because they're expected to do the same thing.
Or they'd be mad at you.
They make that very clear. You're not in the general population with other guys that are going to beat your ass if you tell them. Isn't
that when he's about to get out? When he's about to get out, he starts that program. He's not in there right now, but when he's about to get out, doesn't he start that?
Usually they don't start you right away, but if they have an opening, he can get into it, and sometimes that can get him out quicker. Yeah,
okay.
That's a big if.
I'm gonna go see him. In other words, probably when I get better, I'm gonna go see him because it's about an hour drive, a little over an hour drive from me.
He's in Texas.
Yeah, he's in Fort Worth. I'm in Dallas. He's in Fort Worth.
Oh shit! Okay.
He already put my information down and everything, so I'm gonna go visit him.
I thought he was in Colorado.
If he doesn't, well, how long is his sentence without doing that?
3.
How long is his sentence?
4 years.
So 4 years, and he gets out in how long if he does good behavior?
85%.
He has to do
85%. Somehow, but then you save a year on the drug program. I think if as early as September. I don't know how he.
Yeah, but the drug program, you got to rat on other people. You got to rat on other people.
You got to rat
on other people if they do stuff. Then fuck it. I would never do that.
No, George, you got to understand. You're in the program with the same people. You're going to be ratting. You're not staying in general population.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, Dave. You still got to. I mean,
everyone knows the rules. So in other words, you're voluntarily going. It's a voluntary program you're going into.
Dave, what George doesn't understand is, Georgie, listen.
That's a bullshit program.
Georgie, listen.
It's a bullshit program. It's a bullshit.
It's the only program they got.
It saves you a year in jail.
You have to agree to rat them out. You have to agree to it.
Yes.
I know that, but it's a bullshit program.
You got a better one?
For themselves.
They don't have surfing.
That's the honesty in themselves. The other guy wants to fuck up. But then they ask him the question: why are they going to make you rat on the guy? That's not
because that's what they. That's bullshit. Part of the what they consider
part of the brainwashing process. Yeah.
Listen, what they consider rehabilitation is that they turn you into a rat.
Yeah,
like if you're not a rat, then you're not rehabilitated in their view. They expect you to be a rat.
It's a bullshit thing. Fuck that.
I think it's bullshit too, but
don't do it.
Well, you can do an extra year and a half.
Don't do it. Bullshit.
You don't care.
You know, you see prisons in like Europe, how good they have it. Like it's like a like just a little resort for them. Some at the Europe prisons. You got to see how good they have it.
No,
I guess if you're a gay guy, prison's great, right?
Wait, do they make that RDAP shit? Do they make it like in the army where if one guy doesn't make his bed, you're all fucked? Because then you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, because then
no,
see this, you motherfucker. Now we're all fucked.
No, but the guy.
No, let's say you don't make your bed, Greg.
They don't tell the leadership anything.
You don't make your bed, and they ask your friend, "Hey, did you see he didn't make his bed?" And he'd be like, "No," and then someone else says, "No, I saw. He saw. He noticed. He's in his bunk with them. He knew." And so then the other guy can get in trouble too because he can rat out the friend. So.
Yeah, but the whole point is the guy.
I'm just giving you one example. There's a million examples.
I didn't go on leave when I was in the service. I didn't get to go on leave because I got in trouble because it was.
You were in the service for a month.
What?
Weren't you in the service for 1 month?
18 months, Dave Palumbo.
18 days.
And I
18 days.
Yeah, it was in 18 months.
While 18 months, what happened?
Enlistment.
What?
While 18 months.
18 months? What happened?
Because they asked him to leave. They said, "Listen, we'll give you an honorable discharge. Just please get out of here. We can't take you anymore."
It's a matter of national security.
You better pray. You better pray that there's guys like me to have a conscience.
Oh wait, I want to ask George. George, what happened?
I would have been the guy kicked out when they said everyone get that vaccine.
All right, George, what happened with
you? Would have never gone to jail though. You don't break the law.
Wait, I want to know what George. No. George went to try or applied for ICE. Did they ever get back to you, or your age?
I'm still waiting.
Okay.
Okay, so answer this, George. What do you think of the drug boats getting bombed in the Caribbean?
The drug boats?
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing.
They're carrying drugs over here? Yeah, blow them up.
And kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what's funny?
Listen, John, it's the drug dealer. The drug dealer is the one that you gotta take care of. Because without the drug dealer, then the guy can't buy the drugs. So it's
all that fent killing everybody. That's what they're bringing,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All these.
So if you bomb the boat, so George, you bomb the boat the first time. There's 6 guys on the boat. You bomb the boat. 2 of them are still alive. Do you come back again and hit them again and knock them out?
Enemy. Okay. I'm glad you asked that question
because it just happened.
Because I listened to a couple people who are ex-Navy SEALs who are on those operations, and that's the very thing they did do. And the thing is, that if they're considered a terrorist, they're allowed to, even if they're in the water, they're still a terrorist. They don't know what they have. They don't know what they're going to do, so they can still kill them.
Good. I like the way you think.
They were saying, John.
I don't just say stuff. When I speak about stuff, I investigate things and find out from people who have boots on the ground. I don't have boots on the ground and that stuff. I have no idea how it's, but guys who have been there, who've done it, are telling you how it is.
John, I saw the guy. They had an army guy on yesterday, and they were saying that in war or whatever. When you do this shit, if they shoot let's say they used the tank as an example. He said if you shoot a tank and you see that there's still people in the tank are still moving, you're told to shoot it again. And they're also saying this part. Just telling you what they were saying. It's kind of humane because if you're blown up in a boat and you're sitting out in the middle of the ocean, you're probably fucking bleeding, and it's a matter of time till a shark's gonna fucking eat you, or you're not gonna make it back. These boats are out in the middle of the ocean. We can start swimming and shit, and you think you're on a boat that just got blown up, and these guys are perfectly fine. So this, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying what the army guy was saying, that it's kind of a humane thing too. So
you got to look at it. You got to look at it this way. What are you supposed to do? Drop some, SEAL team guys into the water to fish them out, haul them up with a helicopter, bring them back to the United States, put them in the hospital, get them all healthy again so that you can deport them and they can come back on the next boat? That's what the fuck are we doing?
No, the whole idea is
anyway, John, the guy can play possum, and then you come and save him and he blows you up.
It should be a well-known fact that if you're a Venezuelan, and you decide to get on a fishing boat full of fentanyl and extra gas cans and go towards the United States to drop that shit off, there's a 99% chance you're going to get blown out of the water with a harpoon missile.
Well, if the last 14
would you go? Why are these people going? Why are there people in 40-foot boats with 500 horsepower motors on them, blasting through the sea to get to the United States?
You know what I don't like, John? One of the fucking Democrat congressmen was like, "Yeah, but these are desperate people. They need money, so they're going to do whatever."
They're killing their own people.
Let me finish. No, but wait a minute. What about the people you're bringing fentanyl to that you're getting them hooked on that shit?
Yeah.
Well, they're desperate now too. So you got to, comes a point in time where, Trump keeps doing this because he's trying to make them say, "Hey, maybe we better stop sending the boats." You know what I'm saying?
Can I interrupt this boat conversation?
Sure.
We're running out of time. I'd like to bring up a real
hop on the boat, Dave.
Relate to bodybuilding for a second. Thanks for the tip, by the way. No, let me pull this up. Hold on. Have you guys seen this guy? I think he's the new Jimmy the Bull. I was talking about him on.
There's no new Jimmy the Bull.
Andre Smaev. Have you seen his 1,000 rep arm day?
Oh yeah, I saw this guy.
Watch this. Watch how he trains. He trains like Jimmy the Bull.
Yep, just like Jimmy.
What?
Is that the one that was saying he takes 100 IUs of GH a day?
No, it's his training partner does that.
I don't know if he talks about drugs. Look, no, that's the Jimmy the Bull method.
There's a big Russian bodybuilder that trains with him.
Yeah.
He said he tried 100 units.
100 IUs a day.
100 IUs GH a day.
No, he said he just tried it. He normally the other guy said he takes 20 units a day.
That's the one that looks like he has Down syndrome, though.
Yeah,
right?
but he did an experiment taking 100 units a day, and he said it didn't work, so he only takes 20.
These guys are crazy. But my point, that's not why he's that big. But the point is that he does the Jimmy the Bull. He actually has
the Jimmy the Bull range of motion. Yes,
that guy is. I believe that guy right there is 26 years old. That picture of him, that guy.
He's not doing Jimmy the Bull weight though.
That's why it looks.
Dave, he's not as strong as Jimmy. He's not doing.
He knows.
This guy is crazy strong.
No, you would never see Jimmy the Bull taking a cable and doing it like that. I mean that's. I mean, Jimmy.
No, Jimmy does those partial little reps.
I know he's
insane weight like that.
Dave, I got a guy in the gym that I'm.
I'd love to see Jimmy train this guy. I bet you Jimmy would love this guy.
Dave, I have a friend who doesn't take any
drinking afterwards.
He takes no steroids at all. Does the same thing, the half movements and shit. Even like that, and he's fucking really built. And he doesn't. Some guys, I've seen that in gyms forever.
They can feel it though. They can feel it.
Yeah, I mean, and my friend's not on steroids.
You don't need full range. Jimmy grew without full range, right?
I mean, everybody's different. You can't.
Jimmy was huge, but Branch Warren. But when you move that kind of insane weight, when you move that kind of insane weight on a regular basis, and you get into that groove, like they actually feel the muscle working. It wouldn't work for most of us. But it works for them. And I've seen Jimmy teach the technique to like a guy who has no genetics whatsoever. And the guy was lifting like a lot of weight, and he actually put a little bit of size on too from it. So it's almost like a strongman like technique. Like I don't know. It's amazing that this Russian guy has such full development from it. But Jimmy's upper body was unbelievable when he was.
Oh yeah,
you got to fall into one of two categories. You're either going to lift weights or you're going to work the muscle. One of the two. If you're going to lift weights, it doesn't matter how your form is. What matters is you lift the weight. If you work the muscle, you don't care about the weight, and you care about how it feels and full range of motion and good form and all of that. Two entirely different pursuits. Completely.
Well, you're still going to grow, John, right? You still grow.
No, I believe you will grow better if you overload the body completely and even just move the weight an inch.
Gotcha.
I think you're going to get more stimulation the higher the weight. Look, growing muscle is adaptive response to stress. Sure. So you have to stimulate the adaptive response by forcing your body to do something it can't do. When you do that, it adapts by growing more muscle. Right. So the heavier the weight you force yourself to lift, it stimulates more satellite cell, more muscle.
I've seen guys do that over the years, though.
I used to do curls. I did curls with 315.
Some are jacked.
That range of motion is not too bad right there.
Plate.
And you got to remember also, back in the day, Jimmy the Bull took Anadrol, but he wasn't on there was no GH, there was nothing else. There was nothing else he was taking. He would take he probably wasn't even taking injections.
Anadrol and hot dog. I think it was the nitrites in the hot dogs.
He was a full-on show.
If he would have eaten right and did everything the right way, didn't drink alcohol and all that stuff, he would have been insanely huge. He had good genetics to put size on,
He just ate whatever he wanted to eat. Yeah. I saw him and Jimmy Quinn come into the gym, Ken's Nautilus in Long Island, Farmingdale. Yeah. Never saw Jimmy before a day in my life. The two of them came in, and they just like it was one. Everyone just stopped doing what they were doing. There's 100 guys. It was a full-on show. It was
Jimmy Quinn.
Jimmy
to be seen.
Jimmy the Bull had a contract with Metrics before I did, and I loved the products. And I was buying it myself from the store. So he, we became friends. We were hanging out. We go to the gym together. I never did his crazy workouts, but we would hang out, and he'd be like, "You want this stuff?" Because I don't use it. He had boxes of Metrics in his house, and he would just give it to me. He would literally give it to me. The guy never drank a protein shake ever. I never saw him. I don't think to this day he's ever had a protein shake. He just would eat, like you said, hot dogs and whatever's around, and Snickers
cheeseburgers, hot dogs, sausage and peppers.
That's like
he didn't eat.
Dave.
If you would have asked him how much protein he ate, he couldn't tell you.
No idea.
Dave, Lee Haney used to do the same shit. He would get shit from Blackman. They would get the fucking all that, Twin Lab and all that stuff. He told me he told me because I just give it to my friends at the gym.
Don't you remember? We use this Diet Fuel bars, man. The mass bars, man.
I would have wanted that Ripped Fuel. I love that shit.
Jimmy had a vitamin store in Farmingdale.
Remember the Mass Fuel bars? They were like Tootsie Rolls that would take you fucking.
Oh my god!
Half an hour to eat one.
I cracked my teeth. That's how I cracked my teeth on Metrics. I'm suing Metrics.
They were the worst.
Oh my god!
That's
like
funny.
eating wood.
That's fucking funny.
Mass Fuel bars. The Diet Fuel bars were good, but the Mass Fuel bars would literally rip your fillings out. Yeah.
Yep.
That's fucking.
It was like chewing epoxy.
I was in Muscle Tech. I never took any of their products. They had the worst products ever. Muscle Tech was bad.
A lot of Muscle Tech guys don't take the products. But
what about
the point is that.
Remember the Universal Proteins, Dave? They were liquid amino acids. They came in those shampoo bottles, and they tested them, and there was zero protein in them.
You can get away with that back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, it was in the 80s.
It's the placebo effect.
I'll tell you something interesting that a lot of people don't know. Any products that are sold on Amazon, now, obviously there's always scammers that send back product, and sometimes you can get bad stuff once in a while. But if you sell product on Amazon, more than likely, because it happens randomly, but it happens a lot, they make you test your product. So in other words, if I'm putting up the new Stimulize Max that just came out, the pre-workout, and I have to have it pre-tested before I even put it on the site. Now, I third-party lab test all my products anyway because I don't trust them anyone.
Right.
And I want, I'm a big believer of, full transparency. But so if your products are sold on Amazon, more than likely, if they've been up there for over a year, they probably have been tested. So, if Amazon catches your product and doesn't have what it says in it, they kick you off Amazon. So Amazon is pretty good. If someone's products are on there, they're probably pretty up to snuff as far as nutritional supplements go.
Well, you got all these people now, Dave, that's saying Amazon, like 85% of the products are all fake on there. Like what all these people are saying.
Nah, I mean, I guess you can get away with it, for a short period of time, but they catch a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm shocked. The problem what they do is it's random. So like they might tell me to test my Fiberlize fruit punch, but then they won't test the mango. So and let's say something comes back bad, you'd have to take it off, but you'd still have another flavor on there. So
you got to be careful of the buyers too. I remember I bought a bunch of razors on there, those replaceable whatever razors, and I got them, and it would cut me every time, and I found out it wasn't even the actual company that was selling them.
You see those are different because they're not food products, so they don't have to be tested.
Are they bootleg?
Ones have to be tested.
Yeah, they're bootleg.
Yeah, people buy stuff. You know what people do? They go on like Temu or they buy stuff from China, and then they make their own Amazon store and they resell it on there, and and they sell it cheap, and people just will buy anything. It's cheap, and that's
they repackage stuff. Or they buy protein. Like they'll buy your stuff, Dave, and they'll just put it in a different package, and then they'll sell.
No, they won't do that because mine's too expensive. But they'll do that with cheap stuff, and they put their own label on it.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the sellers are second and third party sellers. Most of the people who sell on there are not the company. They're buying it in a massive amount.
I took it away from all this. The only person who sells species is me. So there's no other stores on Amazon that sells species nutrition. I took it away from everyone else because I don't trust anyone, and everyone, and then they'll sell it below cost just to try to get the buy box.
But Dave, it's
better.
It's still sold on Amazon now, though, right? Your product?
Yeah, but it's me. I sell it on Amazon.
Oh, okay,
It's his Amazon store.
I've had all my clients buying the fiber lights from there for years.
Yeah. My store. It's my store on Amazon, and sometimes like I said, if you have a company that's too big and they sell to like 20 different vendors, then those vendors open their own Amazon store. And now you're competing your store against the other vendor store, which is you, essentially. But they're selling it cheaper than you because they want the buy box. And then once they get the buy box, then they jack the price up again. So if you have a store or you have a company that you're selling, you want the buy box for that company. You don't want anyone else to have it.
Are you shipping it out direct, Dave? Are you shipping it out directly from your site, or you give it to Amazon?
You send it to Amazon. They
so they're fulfilling Amazon,
and then they fulfill it. Yeah, they fulfill it. You have to make sure that I have a separate company that just does my Amazon store for me because
you can sell it yourself. I sold my chips on there, but I ship them directly.
Oh, you ship directly? Yeah, it's
the
problem is that if you
had a bigger volume, I mean, obviously.
Well, yeah, but how did you do overnight shipping? Because everyone expects, Amazon Prime shipping overnight.
I didn't have it available.
That's why people shop on Amazon, because they want.
Well, I mean, but you don't have to do it. But it also costs 15% of every sale.
They take a chunk.
You got to pay $39 a month, and I also had to use their shipping company. I couldn't use my own shipping company. So unless you're doing high volume, it's not worth doing it.
No. If you're first of all, you're a specialty. If you're a specialty,
that was with the chips, Dave. That was the chips.
Yeah, you want to get people directly to your website.
Yeah, because the food, when you're dealing with food perishes. So there's no way you can send them stuff.
So anyway, that's it. Well, I'm glad, Armon, that you're feeling better and everything's on the up and up. And I think someone's got to do some type of a study and try to figure out what the heck's going on with all the septicemia we're seeing out there, all the systemic infections. Because I really think, look, we've seen this now in the last 2 years popping up, rearing its head, and I think the only things that have really changed over the last 5 years in the bodybuilding world as far as supplements go would be everyone's using peptides now, and I think stem cells and exosome therapy and all those IV therapies are becoming much more prevalent. So it's got to be one of these things that's doing it. Something's not sterile out there, and I think someone's got to get to the bottom of it because obviously you can die from this. Ronnie Coleman almost died. I mean,
the peptides too. A lot of companies were just shipping me like tons of free peptides too. So a lot of the peptides I were using, I've got a clinic that I'm sponsored by too, but a lot of the peptides I was using were just, who knows, people are just putting them by hand, each little powder in there. So you got to be careful.
Really? Well, peptides. Ben, the UFC guy, Ben Askren, who's a UFC guy, just got a lung transplant from having septic.
Really?
Yeah, but he wasn't. Was he doing that shit?
I don't know what. He says he got a cut.
I bet everyone does peptides. You know why? Because they're first of all, they're undetectable. So if you're an athlete that's competing like in MMA and stuff like that, you can get away with that, and they're not going to drug test you, and you're not going to lose prize money and stuff like that. So I think people take way too many peptides. Like I know guys that like on 20 different ones. I'm like, why don't you just pick the ones that work?
Yeah, but then you
they'll spend more money taking like 5 or 10 different growth hormone peptides. Like, just take real growth hormone. It's cheap.
I know. Yeah.
But Dave, George was just saying that Ben Askren's claiming it was from a cut. Like he got a cut.
He got pneumonia. He got pneumonia and had a double lung transplant. And that was,
but those MMA guys, we were talking about this, Greg, with you tell me your daughter, those mats are really disgusting.
Yeah, I know that. They get MRSA.
Yeah, I know. They could.
Ringworm, MRSA, all that shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a different type of situation. Bodybuilders are not rolling around on dirty mats, you know.
They're rolling around on machines. They'll play
they're not really rolling. I mean, if you don't wash, you have to be crazy if you don't wash your hands before you leave the gym. I mean, I always tell people that never leave the gym without washing your hands
and shower as soon as you get home. You got to, don't sit. If you sit on a piece of equipment on your shorts, don't go home and sit on your couch, your bed, all that all that bacteria. So
you need to have your own gym. That's the solution.
There you go. Let's open up the RX Muscle Whack Pack gym. So
the outdoors. Whatever happened to Big Lenny tribute?
Yeah, I know. We have to do it next week. Well, the guy left. The Stinky, the cameraman, left. I was going to show some of his videos, but he, these guys. Let me tell you something. He seems like a nice guy. These guys all contact me all the time. These Big Lenny guys and these Jason Genova guys, and they all have all these grandiose ideas, and they want to do all this stuff, and they torture me for like 3 weeks in a good way, not in a bad way. And I get all excited, because all right, I got this. This is a great idea. We're gonna really, do this with Lenny, and you have all this footage. You're gonna give me all the links and everything like that. And then no one ever produces anything. And then he's like, "Am I gonna be on the show?" I said, "Yeah, here's the link." I sent him the link, and then he's like, "I'm not prepared. I don't have anything for you." So I'm like, "So what am I supposed to do?" Same thing. We were supposed to have Peter Paul, one of the Barbarian brothers, on the show tonight too. I didn't even bring it up to you guys. I knew he was going to back out at the last minute, and he had some great stories. He was going to tell me the real Lyle Alzado stories about. Remember you told that story, Greg, about Lyle Alzado getting beating up David Paul or something like that in the gym.
Yeah, I told you.
Let him stay at their house in Topanga, and they wrecked it.
They wrecked his house.
Yeah, but supposedly what happened was, according to Peter, what happened is Lyle came up behind David in the gym while David was doing pull downs, something like that, and he whacked him. He cheap shotted him, and that's why he knocked him out. He said, Peter said that Lyle was not stronger than them. They could have kicked his ass. They used to wrestle with him all the time and beat him up. And they're the ones who actually helped him on the comeback. I guess when he was 33, he said he was washed up.
Dave,
I put him on a cycle.
That's when I was training.
They were scared shit of him. I was there. I remember Gronkowski. I was talking to Pete Gronkowski, Paul Gronkowski, and Gronkowski was saying, I'm throwing him out of the gym for 3 to 6 months because I don't want no fucking fights in here. And Alzado's.
Well, they don't want fights, but they said that Peter said that. David
I trained with Alzado for 2 years. The guy was a fucking maniac. He would have killed him. He would have killed him with one hand.
Of course, that guy. Of course, Peter said it, but he would have killed them both. Bullshit. I was.
I saw what they told me.
They weren't fighting.
Anyway, so Peter was supposed to come on the show, and then he backed out at the last minute because look, Peter is very gifted. He's evolved to another step. Channeling. He's channeling God now, and he's healing people. And
he's the one that healed. Dave, is he the healer guy? Is he the one that healed? And it was in Africa, and they thought he was a healer.
He wants me to.
He healed John at the.
The guy you can see.
Right. He thinks I still owe him $300. Right.
That's John. Tell that story.
He definitely has some. He has some abilities. Okay.
And like Rain Man.
He's definitely. Abilities. Well, he has abilities, and he's actually a very intelligent guy.
Sure he is.
Sometimes he gets a little lost in what he's trying to push in his agendas and stuff like that. But I think he would be a great guest on the show because the stories he was telling me are phenomenal.
I was a kid in the gym,
and then he backed out in the last minute.
Is he still talking rhymes?
Yes. But when he tells the stories, he doesn't talk in rhymes. He actually can tell the real story. You know what? They're so detailed. He has a really good memory. I don't doubt them, and he's not a liar. So I would really love for him to come on and tell the Alzado stories and all those other stories from the perspective of what he believes to be, the truth. Because, these stories are like a game of telephone. They get all blown out of proportion over the years. And, he was there. So Alzado's dead. David Paul's dead. Peter was there. So he could tell us what happened.
Dave, I was a fly on the wall.
I was too.
I was just a kid.
Greg and I were both there.
I was just a kid in the gym. Do you understand? But I used to watch every day acting up. Sometimes I'd have to give them rides home. I'd stand, and they would puke and they would do fucking insane shit. But I'm telling you, Alzado, they were afraid of Alzado. I don't believe that for a second, because I was standing there talking to Peter Siegel, and then fucking Grimkowski came over and started saying about, I had to tell them, no way. You fucked up. You're not bringing that shit here. They were like they were banned from the gym for like 3 months or 6 months. I can't, it was a long time ago. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's talking about his brother,
I heard that Alzado told them, I'm going to take a shit, and when I come back, I'm going to kick your ass. And he went to the restroom. When we came back, they left. They ran out of the gym.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's what the story was back then.
I'd love for Peter to come on here and tell us his version of the stories. I really would. But maybe it might happen. So all these people contact me all the time, and then my point is that they back out at the last minute. So we could have had a big Lenny tribute. We didn't. We could have had Peter, the Barbarian, on. We didn't. But the show is great anyway.
Yeah, you change the cover and be all that.
If anyone wants to send money to Amin, in jail, I have his number. I don't know. I don't know if I have it handy. You can contact me, or I'll read it off next week. I was supposed to send him some money, and I couldn't. For some reason, Western Union wasn't letting me do it, so I feel bad. But for his commissary, what it is? What happens is they limit. We can do it online now. They limit the amount of money you can spend per month. So the first month you're there sucks because you want to buy new sneakers because they don't let you bring your own stuff. So he's probably from what he tells me, he's walking around with sneakers with holes in them and stuff like that until he can get like a month or two under his belt, and then he'll have enough, to buy the stuff you want, because you want to buy food at the commissary. And then what happens is if you buy a pair of sneakers, you're not going to eat for a month.
No. Dave, I have a pair of Dead Man sneakers. I got a second pair to eat.
I got a lot of shoes I can.
Here's the thing. No, you got to do it in the visiting room. The way you do it is in the visiting room.
You can't do it. They don't let you.
Yes, you do. You trade shoes with them under the table. I did it. That's how you do it.
Oh, you did.
Oh, then he loses. Can he get
salami? No, you don't. Your friend comes in with a new pair of kicks on. You're on there with your jellies. All right. You're under the table. You take your shoes off, passes them to you. You stick your feet in there.
It's a good idea.
Oh, he can't do it now. John just gave him up. He just gave it up. You ran him out, John.
Can you imagine if Armon tries to switch shoes with Amin and they ran? Amin's in the hole for like the next 6 months.
For sneakers, for Nike.
Oh, he's in that new program, and they ask him, who gave you new sneakers?
Exactly. Start them over.
You can blame it on me.
I gotta go. I love you guys.
Love you guys. Armon, feel better, my brother.
Yeah, Armon.
Feel better, Armon.
Love you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Love
you guys too.
For another installment of After Hours with the Whack Pack.
We love you guys. Feel better, Armon.